welcome to the Select Medical Main Stage here at Gamut Theater. My name is Melissa. I am the Executive Director for the company, and I'd like to welcome you and thank you for spending your time with us tonight as we celebrate Ireland with our amazing partner on this show, the Narçisse Theatre Company. We want to thank our season sponsors, and they are Select Medical, Capital Blue Cross, the Pennsylvania Council on the Arts, Dauphin County, and of course all of the individual donors who give so generously to both Narçisse Theater and Gamut. So this is a partnership production. This is our 30th anniversary season here at Gamut, and one of the things we wanted to do this season was to be able to shine a spotlight on some of the other groups that we think are doing amazing work right now. And so we are very pleased that the artistic director of Narçisse Theater was the director for this production. His name is Mr. FL Henley, and you'll get to meet him briefly after the show today, and he'll tell you just a little bit more about Narçisse and what's going on with them. They have some very exciting news. Right now I have a few reminders for you. Please silence your cell phones or just turn them off. And we do not allow any photos or video to be taken during the show. There will be one 15-minute intermission this evening. At that time, Peggy's Pub down in the lobby will be open. You can head on down there for any drinks or snacks that you'd like. If you're here to see someone specific in the show, they will meet you in the lobby after the show. If you don't know anyone in the show and you want to make new friends, just come meet us in the lobby after the show. We'd be happy to meet you and talk with you about the play and hear your thoughts. Coming up here at Gamut Theater, a week from today, the Improv-a-Palooza. It's been a long time, so we haven't done it since 2019. But if you're not familiar with this event, it is a lot of fun. It highlights 3 improv troupes here in town, which are the Oxymorons, with the Harrisburg Improv Theater, also known as HIT, and then Gamut's own TMI. And it's a lot of fun because there are little 20-minute shows in different venues all around the building throughout the evening, and then it ends with a mix and match of all the different troupes up here on the main stage. So if you've never been, it's a good time. So come check that out next Saturday night. Gamut and Narçisse strive to foster an environment that is welcoming for everyone who walks through our doors. If you ever have any questions or you need assistance in any way, please do not hesitate to reach out to one of our staff. And that is all my announcements. So thank you again for being here. Sit back, relax, and enjoy as Gamut Theater Group, in partnership with Narçisse Theatre Company, presents Thistle and Salt, the Ireland of J.M. Synge.
Still south I went, and west and south again, through Wicklow from the morning till the night, and far from cities, and the sights of men, lived with the sunshine and the moon's delight. I knew the stars, the flowers, and the birds, the grey and wintry sides of many glens, and did but half remember human words, in converse with the mountains, moors, and fens. These words were written by J.M. Synge, playwright, poet, musician, and scholar. My name is William Butler Yeats, and with your kind permission, I'd like to speak about my friend, John Millington Synge, and the Ireland that he knew and brought to life. His name was Edmund John Millington Synge, and he was born April the 16th, 1871, and he passed from this earth March the 24th, 1909, at 37 years of age. Born of a middle-class family in Rathfarnham, County Dublin, John took to writing at an early age and music as well. He was a devoted student of the people of rural Ireland, particularly the Roman Catholics, whom he felt had a mythical, magical view of the world around them. Now, together with myself and with Lady Augusta Gregory, he was the founder of the Irish Literary Theatre in 1898. My friend John loved Ireland. From Inishmore to Wicklow, from Kerry to Donegal. When he spoke, it was said it was as though Ireland herself was speaking. He seemed as though he was pleading for his country before an invisible jury, the great mass of the dead, perhaps, against traitors at home and enemies abroad. He was a fierce advocate for the Ireland of the past and for the Ireland of his own time. He was a writer of great controversy and power. He had no truck with the romanticized two-dimensional heroes of the nationalists, nor of the cartoonish caricatures of the Irish peasantry made by the English. Now, it's said that literature is the child of experience ever, and of certain knowledge hardly ever. And that's the case with this work here, In the Shadow of the Glen. John wrote this based upon a story that he heard when he was living off the Aran Islands on the west coast of Ireland. Now, there were many at this time that found cause to be sore aggrieved with this work, not least of which the sister of a very prominent critic who took exception with the play's female protagonist because she had the gall to leave her abusive husband. So for her, John answered in verse. And I'll give you that poem now. It's called The Curse. Lord, confound this surly sister. Blight her brow with blotch and blister. Cramp her larynx, lung and liver. In her guts a gall and give her. Let her live to earn her dinners in Mount Joy with the seedy sinners. Lord, this judgment quickly bring, and I am your servant, J.M. Synge.
Good evening to you, lady of the house.
Good evening, kindly stranger. It's a wild night, God help you, to be out in the rain falling.
It is. And I walk into Britta's from the Ockram Fair.
Is it walking on your feet, stranger?
On my 2 feet, lady of the house. And when I saw the lights below, I thought maybe if you'd have a sup of new milk and a quiet, decent corner a man could sleep. Ah. Lord, mercy on us.
Oh, it doesn't matter anyway, stranger. Come in out of the rain.
Is it a party?
It is, stranger. He's after dying on me, God forgive him. And there I am now with 100 sheep beyond on the hills, and no turf drawn for the winter.
That's a queer look is on him for a man that's dead.
He was always queer, stranger. And I suppose them that's queer and they living men would be queer bodies after.
Isn't it a great wonder you're letting him lie there? And you're not tidied or laid out itself?
I was afeard, stranger. For he put a black curse on me this morning. If I'd touch his body, they'd tell me die sudden. Or let anyone touch it, except his sister only. And it's 10 miles away she lives, in the big glen over the hill.
That's a queer story. He wouldn't let his own wife touch him, and he dying quiet in his bed.
He was an old man, and an odd man, stranger. It was always up the hills he was thinking thoughts in the darkness. Lay your hand on him now, and tell me if it is cold he is surely.
Is it getting a curse on me to be a woman of the house? I wouldn't lay my hand on him for the lot in the Hanniga, and if filled with gold.
Maybe cold would be no sign of death in the like of him. For he was always cold, every day since I knew him. And every night, stranger. But I'm thinking it's dead he is surely. For he's complaining a while back of a pain in his heart. And this morning, the time he was going off to British for 3 days before, he was taken with a sharp turn. Then he went into his bed. He was saying it was destroyed, he was! The time the shadow was going up through the glen. And then, when the sun set in the back beyond, he made a great leap and let a great cry out of him, and stiffened himself out the like of a dead sheep.
God rest his soul.
Maybe that'll do you better than the milk of the sweetest cow in County Wicklow.
The Almighty God reward you, and may it be to your good health.
I've no pipes, saving his own, stranger, but they're sweet pipes to smoke.
Thank you kindly, lady of the house.
Sit down now, stranger, and be taking your rest.
I've walked a great way through the world, lady of the house, and I've seen great wonders, but I've never seen a wake till this day with fine spirits and good tobacco and the best of pipes, and no one to taste them but a woman only.
Well, didn't you hear me say? It was only after dying on me he was when the sun went down. And how would I go down into the glen and tell the neighbours? And I, a lone woman with no house near me.
There's no offence, lady of the house.
No offence, a nice stranger. How would the like of you, passing in the dark night, know the lonesome way I was with no house near me at all?
I knew rightly. And I thinking, and I coming in through the door here, that many a lone woman would be afeard of me in the dark night, in a place that wouldn't be so lonesome as this place, where there aren't two living souls would see the little light you have shining below there.
Oh, I'm thinking many would be afeard. But I never knew which way to be afeard of beggar, or bishop, or any man of you at all. There's other things that the like of you, stranger, make a person afeard.
It is surely. Lord have mercy on us.
You're saying that, stranger, as if you were easy afeard.
Is it myself, lady of the house, that does me walking round in the long nights and crossing the hills when the fog is on them? The time a little stick might seem as big as your arm, a rabbit as big as the bay horse, and a stack of turf as big as the tower and church in the city of Dublin. If it were myself easily afeard, I'm telling you, it's long ago I'd have been locked into the Richmond Asylum or run into the back hills with nothing on me but an old shirt and been eating with the crows the like of Patch Darcy. Lord have mercy on the soul in the year gone by.
You knew Darcy.
Wasn't I the last one who heard his living voice?
There are great stories of what was heard at the time. But would anyone believe the things that do be saying in the glen?
It's no lie, lady of the house. I was walking below in a dark night, the like of this night, and the sheep, every one of them coughing and choking with the great rain and the fog. And I heard this thing talking, this queer talk, and you wouldn't believe it. And you out of your dreams, and oh, merciful God, I says, if I hear the like of that voice out of the dark mist, I'm destroyed. So I run, and I run, and I run till I was below in Rathbana. I was coming from beyond the races. I got drunk that night. I got drunk in the morning, drunk the day after. On the third day there, they found Darcy. That's when I knew it was him I was after hearing, and I wasn't afeard anymore.
God spare Darcy. He would always look in here, and him passing up or passing down. It was very lonesome I was after him a long while. Then I got happy again. If it's ever happy we are, stranger. For I got used to being lonesome. Was everyone coming up from the last bit of road and you coming from Auckland?
There was a young fella there with a drift of mountain ewes, and he running after them this way and that.
Far down, stranger.
Not a piece only.
Well, maybe. If you're not easy afeard, you would stay here a short while alone with himself.
Well, surely. A man that's dead can do no hurt.
I'm going a little back to the west, stranger. For himself would go there one night, and another, and whistle at that place. And the young man you're after seeing, kind of a farmer, has come up from the sea to live in a cottage beyond. He would walk around here and see if there were a thing we'd have to be done. And I wanted him this night. The way he can go down into the glen when the sun comes up and tell the people that himself is dead.
It is myself will go for him, lady of the house, and let you not be destroying yourself with the great ring.
You wouldn't find your way, stranger. First a small path only, and it's running up between two sloughs where Narçisse cart would be drowned. Let you be making yourself easy, and saying a prayer for a soul, and it's not long out of coming again.
Maybe if you had a piece of grey thread and a sharp needle. There's great safety in a needle, lady of the house. I'd be giving my coat a little stitch here and there the time I'm praying for his soul, and it going up naked to the saints of God.
There's your needle, stranger. No thinking you won't be lonesome, and you used to the back hills. For isn't a dead man itself more company than to be sitting alone, hearing the wind crying, and you not knowing on what thing your mind would stay.
It is, surely. Lord have mercy on us.
Oh, Jesus! God, he appeared, stranger. A man that's dead can do no harm.
I meant you no harm, Your Honor. Won't you leave me easy to be saying a little prayer for your soul?
The devil meant her. Did ever you hear that another woman that could whistle the like with that, with 2 fingers in her mouth? Destroyed with the truth. And let you bring me a drop quickly before herself come back.
Is it not dead you are?
How could I be dead and I as dry as a big bone?
What will herself say if she smells the stuff on you? For I'm thinking it's not for nothing you're letting on to be dead.
It is not, stranger. But she won't be coming near me at all. And it's not long now I'll be letting on, for I've a cramp in me back. Me hips asleep on me. And there's been the devil's own fly been itching my nose. It's near dead I was wanting to sneeze. Oh, and you, blathering on about the rain on the tower and church. Give me that whiskey, would you have herself come back, before I taste a drop at all. Go over now to that cupboard over there by the west wall, in the corner by the west wall, and bring me a black stick.
Is it that?
It is, stranger. It's a long time I've been keeping that stick, for I've a bad wife in the house.
Is it herself, master of the house? Is she a grand woman to talk?
It's herself, surely. It's a bad wife she is. A bad wife for an old man, and I'm getting old, God help me. Take an arm to me still. You wait now a short while, and it's a great sight you'll see in this room in 2 hours or 3. Is that somebody above?
There's a voice speaking on the path.
I will put that stick here in the bed with me, and smooth the sheet the way it was lying. Be falling to sleep now, and don't let on you know anything, or it's your life I'll be having. I wouldn't have told you it all, but it's destroyed with the truth I was.
Have no fear, master of the house. What it is, I know of the like of you that I be saying a word or putting me hand to stay you at all.
Strangers!
You're coming at the door now. Ugh.
How was it long at all, stranger? For I met himself on your path.
You were middling long, lady of the house.
There was no sign from himself.
No? No sign at all, lady of the house.
Go on now. Pull down the sheet and look on himself, Michael Dara. You'll see. It's the truth I'm telling you.
I will not, Nora. I do be assured of the dead.
Will you drink a cup of tea with myself and the young man, stranger? Or will you rest yourself a short while in the little room, the bed? I'm thinking it's destroyed. You are walking the length of that way in the great rain.
Is it to go away and leave you, lady of the house, and you haven't a way? I will not, surely. And it's none of that tea that I'm asking for either.
That's a poor coach you have, God help you. I'm thinking it's a poor tailor you are with it.
It's a poor tailor I am. I'm thinking. It's a poor herd just be running back and forward after a little handful of mountain ewes, the way I seen yourself running this day, young fella. And you coming from the fair.
Now don't you mind him at all, Michael Dara, for he has a drop taken, and soon he'll be falling asleep.
It's no lie he's telling. I I was destroyed, surely. They were that ruffled. They were running off into one man's bit of oats and another man's bit of hay, and tumbling into the red bogs. It's more like a pack of old goats than sheep they were. Mountain ewes is a queer breed, Nora Burke. I'm not used to them at all.
There's no one can drive a mountain ewe like the men that do be reared in the Glen Manure, I've heard them say. And above by Rathfana, and to the Glen Maw, men the like of Patch Darcy, who'd walk through 500 sheep, and he missed one of them. Do you not reckon them at all?
Is it the man who'd queered his head the year that's gone?
It is, surely.
That was a great man, young fella, a great man, I'm telling you. It's never a lamb from his own ewes he wouldn't know before it was marked. And he'd run from this to the city of Dublin and never catch for his bread.
He was a great man, surely, stranger. And isn't it a grand thing to hear a living man say a good word of a dead man when he met Doyen?
It's the truth, I'm telling you. Lord have mercy on his soul.
I heard tell this day, Nora Burke, that it was on the path below, Patch Darcy would be passing up and passing down, and I heard them say he'd never pass it night or morning without speaking with yourself.
It's no law you heard, Michael Dara.
I'm thinking it's a power of men you're after knowing, if it's in a lonesome case here, it's
It's an lonesome place you do have to be. Talking to someone. I'm looking for someone in the evening of the day. And if it's a power of men I'm after knowing, they were fine men. For I was a hard child to please, and a hard girl to please. I'm a hard woman to please this day, Michael Dara, and it's no lie I'm telling you.
Was it a hard woman to please you were when you took himself for your man?
What way would I live? And I am an old woman. If I didn't marry a man with a bit of a farm with cows on it, and sheep on the back hills.
That's true, Nora. And maybe it's no fool you were, for there's good grazing on it. It is a lonesome place, and I'm thinking it's a good sum he's left behind.
I do be thinking in the long nights, what a great fool I was that time, Michael Dara. For what good is a bit of a farm with cows on it, and sheep on the back hills? And you do be sitting here, looking at a door, the like of that door. Seeing nothing but the mists rolling up the bog, and the mists again, and they rolling down the bog, and hearing nothing, the wind crying out, and the bits of broken trees were left from a great storm, and the streams roaring with the rain.
What is it ails you this night, Nora Burke? I've heard tell it's the like of that talk you do hear from men, they after being a great while on the back hills.
It's a bad night. And a wild night, Michael Dara. And isn't it a great while I am at the foot of the back hills, boiling food for himself, food for the brood sow, baking a cake when the night falls. Isn't it a long while I am sitting here, the summer, the winter, the fine spring, the young growing behind me, the old passing, saying to myself one time to look on Mary Bryan, who wasn't that tight. Very fine girl growing up. There she is now, 2 children, and another one coming on her in 3 months or 4.
That's £3 me half now, Nora Burke.
Saying to myself another time, to look on Penny Kavanagh, who had the lightest hand at milking a cow that wouldn't be easy, or turning a cake. There she is now, walking around on the roads. No teeth in her mouth, and no sense, and no more hair than you'd see on the bit of a hill, and they after burning the furs from it.
It's £5 and 10 notes. A good sum, surely. It's not that way you'll be talking when you marry a young man, Nora Burke. And they were saying in the fair, my lambs were the best lambs. And I got a grand price. For I'm no fool now making a bargain when my lambs are good.
What was it you got?
£20 for the lot, Nora Burke. We do right now to wait till himself will be quiet a while in the 7 churches. And then you'll marry me in the chapel of Rathbana. And I will bring the sheep up on the bit of a hill you have on the back mountain. And we won't have anything we'd be afeard to let our minds on when the mist is down.
You'll be getting old, and I'll be getting old. And in a little while, I'm telling you, you'll be sitting up in your bed, where himself was sitting, the shake in your face, and your teeth bobbing. And white hair sticking out around you like an old butcher sheep to be leaping it out. It's a pitiful thing to be getting old. It's a queer thing, surely. It's a queer thing to see an old man sitting up in his bed with no teeth in him. And a rough word in his mouth. And his chin the way it would take the edge off no board you'd have built in a door. God forgive me, Michael Dara, we'll all be getting old. It's a queer thing, surely.
It's too lonesome, you are, from living a long time with an old man, Nora. And you're talking again, like a herd that would be coming down from the thick mist. But it's a fine life you'll have now with a young man. A fine life, surely.
Hey! Shit! You some good lives! No, you'll not marry her the time I rotten below in the 7 churches! You'll see the thing I'll give you will follow you to the back mountains when the wind is high. Let me out the door with the love of God!
You always get what you bid him, and I'm thinking he would do it now.
Well, is it dead he is or living?
Oh, it's little you care if it's dead or living I am. But there'll be an end now to your fine times, and all the talk you have of young men and old men, and the mist coming up or going down. You'll walk out through that door now, and it's not tomorrow, or the next day, or any day of your life that shall be put in through it again.
thing you're saying for an old man, master of the house, eh? And what would the like of herself do if you put her out on the road?
Oh, let her walk below the like of Peggy Kavanagh. He'd be begging money at the crossroads, or singing songs to the men. Let her walk out through that door. I'm telling you.
There's a fine union below her after.
Like her would never go there. No, it's Lonesome Road she'll be going until they find her stretched out like a dead sheep with the frost on her. Or the big spiders maybe, and they putting their webs on her in the butt of a ditch.
What way will yourself be that day, Daniel Burke? What way will yourself be that day you lying down a long while in your grave? For it's bad you're living, and it's bad you're when you're dead. Yet if it is itself, Daniel Burke, you can help it at all, and let you be getting up into your bed, and let you not be catching your death with the wind blowing on you, and the rain with it, and you hot in your skin.
Oh, it's proud and happy you'd be if I was getting my death the day I was shot of yourself. Let you walk out through that door, and let you not be passing this way if it's hungry you are or wanting a bed.
Maybe himself could take her.
What will he do with me now?
Give you the half of a dry bed and good food in your mouth.
Is it a fool you take him for a stranger? Or is it a fool you were born yourself? Let her walk out through that door, and let you be going along with her, if it's raining itself. For you have too much talk, surely.
We'll be going now, lady of the house. The rain may be falling, but the air is kind and maybe it'll be a grand morning by the grace of God.
Good as a grand morning when I'm destroyed, surely. Could I go out to catch my death walking the roads?
No, you won't be getting your death with himself, lady of the house. And I know in all the ways a man can put food in his mouth. Look, we'll be going now, Tilly. In the time you'll be feeling the cold, and the frost, and the great rain, and the sun again, and the south winds, they're blowing in the glens. You won't be sitting up in a wet ditch the way you are after sitting in the place, and you looking on each day and it passing you by. Oh, you'll be saying, one day, it's a grand morning by the grace of God, and then another, it's a wild night, God help us, but it'll pass shortly. You'll be saying one day that the weather is calm.
Go out through that door, and do your blathering down below in the glen.
Come along with me now, lady of the house. And it's not my blathering you'll be hearing only. No. You'll be hearing the herons crying out over the black lakes, and the grouse and the owls with them, and the larks and the big thrushes when the days are warm. And it's not from the like of them that you'll be hearing the talk of getting old, like Peggy Kavanagh, and losing the hair off you, and the light there in your eyes. But you'll be hearing fine songs when the sun goes up, It's not the like of some old fella wheezing like a sick sheep close to your ear.
I think it is myself who will be wasting that time, lying under the heavens when the night is cold. But you have a fine bit of talk, stranger. And it's with yourself I'll go. I think it's a grand thing you're after doing. You're letting on to be dead. But what is it at all? What way would a woman live in a lonesome place the like of this place? She's not making a talk with the men passing. In what way will you be from this day with none to care for you? What will you have now but a block like Daniel Burke? And it's not long, I'm telling you, till you'll be lying again under that sheet. And you did surely.
Take a little taste of the stuff, my good Dara. I have a great draught on, and the night is young.
And it's very dry I am, Sherry. What the fear of death you put on me. And I, after driving mountain you since the turn of the day. Oh.
Oh, I was thinking to strike you, my good Dara. But you're a quiet man, God help you, I don't mind you at all. Your good health, my good Dara.
God reward you, Daniel Burke, and may you have a long life and a quiet life.